Hi everyone, I'm going to react to Akatsuki no Yona, Yona of the Dawn, episode 14. In last episode, the blue dragon, Yona approached him, but he's like, he felt what all the dragons feel, well, what Kijafia felt when he met Yona, but he didn't fully trust in that feeling and told her to go, and then she was leaving, but he still felt the loss, and then there was this tremblement de terre, and they're all like stuck on the ground with all the rocks in the way, and Yona called out to Hak, and Hak is like, please don't take her away from me. And then the villagers were telling Yona and Kida and Yun about why they basically hate the blue dragon and their destiny or something or other. And then the blue dragon came out of the cave. And then one of them like knocked off his head thingy. And then you see his beautiful eyes. And Yona is like, those were the most beautiful eyes that I've ever seen. Oh, I love the blue dragon's voice so much because he's so calm and soothing, and I just feel so bad for him. I'm glad that now he'll be having like friends. He won't be stuck in there anymore. So yeah, that's what happened last episode. And before we get into this one, if you guys have my reaction, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and please consider supporting my Patreon at patreon.com/feelymini. And now let's start this episode. And here we go. Okay guys, in case the reaction gets blocked and I had to cut out the reaction itself, you can just look in the pinned comments in the comment section where for the link to the reaction highlight itself, so you can just click on it, watch it, and then you just come back for my review.
Oh man. Oh.
Shinya. Moonlight. Oh. He finally has a name. And I love it. Moonlight. Love his name. He barely speaks, but every time he opens his mouth and says something, like, it melts my heart, because his voice melts my heart so much. And then when after they got out of the temple and then they were on the way or whatever, and then they were asking Kija where the other dragons were, and then he fell, right? Because he had used he used a lot of his strength, and he was tired, and he fell. And instead of Shinya opening his mouth and saying, okay, I'm gonna get you some food, he just went. That whole sequence of Kija holding his hand and telling him that he's now his brother, and then Shinya running away, sort of, and Hak teasing Kija. So I don't know what, but he kept teasing every action that Shinya took. Hak kept teasing Kija about it, and Kija will be feeling like it's his fault, like he did something wrong. When Shinya just went and like just dove into the water and got some fish so that they can cook for him to eat, so he gain his strength. Shinya could have opened his mouth and told that, but he's a man of a few words. So he just did that and then came out, and then he was cold. And they like, I love him. Like, I love him so much. And I'm so glad now that he's out of that cave where he's been cooped up basically all his life. He now has people that he can hang around with. Like, that scene, it got me so emotional. That scene when he was leaving with the others. At first, like, when Yona stretched out her hand and basically asking him to take the hand, and then they superimposed that with when Ao reached out his hand and he ran and took it, like when he was a little kid. And then you see him take her hand. And then when they were leaving, he's what's it called? The thing that the bells fell onto the ground. And him leaving the bell behind, like, and then his voiceover or whatever, telling basically out that he's not alone anymore or something. I don't know. That just made me so emotional, and I teared up because he used to wear that. Since Al couldn't see anymore, he was wearing that so that Al would know where he's at. But then when Al died, it basically sort of like remained. I guess it was only like the only thing that he had left, basically, that related him to Al somewhat, and the fact that he left that behind, he didn't pick it back up and just kept it with him. It's like he let go of that past a little bit. Then he said that he doesn't even remember his face. Oh, that broke my heart even more. I'm just so glad that he's out of there. Like, I am so glad. And I'm so excited to meet the Green Dragon, because I've been saying this ever since they were going to go on this journey to meet all the dragons. I have been so excited to meet the Green Dragon even more than the others, because of just the way he does this. Like, I want to see him in person, But meeting the other two, like Kija and Shinya now, was like, oh, I love them so much. And then Shinya called Yona by her name, right? And then Yun also, after he apologized for the way he treated her because she was a royal at first, so he also asked her if he can call her Yona as well. She didn't say yes, but she didn't say no either. She just said that you cute. But then Hak made the mistake of calling her Yona, and then he went back straight to Princess. And Yona asked him to always call him Princess because she doesn't want him to forget that she was King Il's daughter and, she's still a princess or whatever. I don't know. Like, I get that from that point of view, but we all know how Hak feels about Yona. So it's like, is she sort of like putting this line between them? Like, you can all only like see me. I'm sure she wasn't thinking about it that way, but in my mind, I'm like, that's sort of like her drawing a line, I guess, between Hak and her. For some reason, I don't know. I don't know why I thought that. Like, basically cemented, I guess, the position that she's the princess and he's her guard and friend and whatever, and he's not gonna be anything more than that. I don't know. That's where my mind went. That's why I said, when she said that, I'm like, is that a good thing? I mean, when it comes to his feelings for her, maybe. I don't know. But I'm sure you and I didn't think of it that way. That's just where my mind went when she said that. And then I'm like, it will be also like maybe a term of endearment, like only everybody else can call her Yona, but only he can call him Princess or something. That maybe even bring them closer. I don't know. But my mind went there. What else happened? I love how when they were leaving, the villagers, Shinya turned around and bowed to them. Again, even though they have been afraid of him all his life, they have kept away from him all his life. Even when he was leaving, he still bowed down to them and then left. I'm like, he's so kind, man. Like, he has such a pure heart. I don't want anything to happen to him. In the previous video, I think that I read it. I think it was the one where I was crying when they were going through the backstory of Ao and Shinya, and I was crying, and someone commented on that video saying that he was the best boy, and I'm like, yeah. I love him. Love him. Thank you guys for watching, and if you like this reaction, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and if you want to see the next episode right now, you can do so by checking out my Patreon, patreon.com/mini. You can also see the full length of my reactions there as well. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.